Good morning. It's Monday morning. I'm heading off to go buy a pallet of mulch, and then we are going to my buddy Joe's place because I have got me something that I'm super excited about. So let me know in the comments how you guys are receiving these videos. I wasn't putting out a lot of content because I was just kind of picking and choosing what I felt was kind of relevant to the channel, you know, repair videos and stuff like that. But I'm doing a lot more of just day-to-day, just whatever I'm doing, you know, whether it be, sorry about that, whether it be in the boat, you know, doing stuff on the boat, docking videos, that kind of junk, you know, travel type things where we're in Buffalo and just checking out the sites and all that kind of stuff, and then you know, lawn mowing videos and all that stuff. So I kind of have like a mishmash of all different types of stuff on the channel now. And yeah, so now we're just heading up to like I said, just get a pallet of mulch. I don't like the red mulch, but one of my customers has red mulch in their beds and they like it, and so they insist on us using it again. So I have to buy it in a pallet because none of the nurseries around me sell it bulk, and I usually deal with bulk mulch because it's like a third of the cost, but customer wants what the customer wants, so I'm going to go up there and get that for them, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, got the mulch, we're all set there. Had to stop at the gas station, get something to drink, and now we are headed to my buddy Joe's shop. Joe, you've seen him. He's watched any of my RZR repair videos. That's his Polaris RZR, and his four-wheelers too. We did some repair videos on that, so you've probably seen him in those videos. But anyways, he owns a engine and transmission recycling building, and they use skid steers with grapple buckets to pick up engine blocks and transmissions and pile them into dumpsters and whatever they got to do. So recently they decided to go away from the grapple buckets because guys were just smashing them and wrecking hoses and stuff, and they went with a kind of a larger, you know, bucket, material bucket, and they can scoop up the engines and transmissions that way. So he's got all these grapple buckets laying around the shop, and he called me up a little while back and said, hey, if you want to come grab one of these things, you know, you keep it at your house and do whatever you want with it, and if he ever needs it for something, he knows where it is, and you know, it's not going to be wrecked. So that was super awesome of him, because those things are big money. So I'm gonna run up there right now, and I got the trailer on the back here. We're gonna go grab a grapple bucket and then get it back to the house. So when I get there, I will show you a little bit of his shop, and see you in a minute. All right, this is the place. This is his shop. It used to be an old Sears outlet, but let me get permission before I start filming this. Well, here are the grapple buckets. These are all full of grease and gross stuff, but that's because of what they do here. So I'm either going to take the top one or the bottom one. I'm not quite sure which one. He said whatever one's in better condition we'll take. So he's going to grab it with the forks and bring it down, and then we'll see. Oh yeah, what do they do that for? Fallen crap? Yeah. This one doesn't look bad. I don't know, yeah. I had to take hoses off one of them. Yeah, steal the hoses off one? Yeah, so that one's got 2 new hoses on it. Stole the hoses on this one? Yeah, that one's got 2 new hoses on it. That one's ready to go. You stole them. Are those them right there? No, I got to go get them, I know. That has 2 brand new hoses on it. Great.
unfixed and got rigged again. I had them both ready to go, and unfixed.
Get it out of here quick.
I'm telling you, if you spend more money on hoses.
Oh, I bet.
You know what we're doing though? We're gonna fucking start figuring out if we're gonna buy one.
A hose machine?
Yeah.
It's probably the best idea.
It's gonna cost me fucking 15 grand to put all the hoses in the machine and inventory.
Right.
But I spend that a year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, new hoses.
It's good.
Yeah, it looks good. You want both pallets or you want to just take one?
No, I'll just take one.
Okay.
I don't know why I did
I guess we'll find out in a second.
Yeah. We're gonna find out right now. I'm just pallet underneath.
Nah, seems fine to me. All right, I'm eating out of the truck.
You gotta open the door.
Which door?
Right behind you.
Yeah.
We'll go that way.
Yeah, so this is the facility. This is what these guys do every day. They got little cranes everywhere picking up engine blocks, taking all the parts off them, putting them in various bins.
Scrap, mostly domestic, but
Mostly.
a lot of parts go overseas.
Yeah, and then I'll show you the garage. It's pretty cool. So here's all the bins that they put all the engines and transmissions in. Then those guys back there take them and then they start dismantling them. There's more of it, of course. Then out here is where all the trucks come in with all the engines and transmissions on them. The trucks back in here in these garages. They dump them off in big piles. And then the Bobcats come in here. There's one using a grapple bucket today, but these guys come in here and start grabbing all the pieces and throwing them in the bins and getting it for the guys upstairs. So we'll load this up. Yeah, that's fine, and I'll just grab it. Yep, I got chains. And there we go. The grapple bucket complete with a ton of trash on it. It's awesome. All right, we're all secured, chained down and ready to go. So I get back to the house, we'll get this thing unloaded, take a look at it, see what it needs, because I'm sure it's going to need a lot of stuff because it's been beat up its whole life. But for what I'm going to do with it, it's fine. I just got to rip apart an old what am I doing? An addition on a house. It's got to get removed. So I'm going to do that, and it's good for moving branches and bushes and tree limbs and all that stuff too. So it's gonna be perfect for what I need to do with it. All right, so this is the beast here. You know, it's been welded up a whole bunch of times, you know, a whole bunch of times. Patch in there. All this is welded up. This has got a piece of extra metal in it welded up there. It's kind of falling out again. That's kind of needs some help. This has all been welded and stuff, but put some new hoses on it for me. I think one or both of these rams is new. And so let's take a look at the other side here. I think I can reach it with the Bobcat. If not, I gotta grab forks. But so it looks like the cutting edge on it is either an old one broken, or it's just worn out, or whatever is going on there. There's a patch in there, so you can see that these things really get hammered with the work that they're doing with them. So he doesn't like to use them anymore. He just, you know, because these are so expensive, and just a materials bucket is cheaper, way cheaper, and they can bang the crap out of those all day long, and it's not too bad to replace them. But I guess they're ripping off these hoses all the time there. So anyways, we have it now. those pins are probably not original. They look like just a piece of stock that they use for pins. So I'm sure there's no Zerk fittings on there anymore. They might need to have bushings inside of here and then have a Zerk fitting on the back side to grease those. But we'll check into all that. I think right now I'll just get it off the trailer and we'll clean it off a little bit, pressure wash it, and then see what we got. So let me go get the machine. I'll be right back. Well, that won't reach, so I'm gonna go grab the forks and then try to grab it. I gotta push it forward to get these chains off the front, so grab the forks. Chains out of here. Alright, see if we can pick this up. The pallet's all broken here, but I'll get it. Not sure how much you saw that, or if you saw, but the went on a little shaky. It wasn't lining up real well, and I don't know if because this stuff is bent here or if I just didn't have it in the right position, but I backed up and grabbed it a little bit differently, and it seemed to go on better now. So I'm gonna hook up these hydraulic lines and see if we can get it to operate. Lines went on good. Okay, so it works good, but we have a leak. We have a massive leak, actually. I don't know if it's from a line or if this cylinder is, I don't know if it's a line or if this cylinder's bad. I think it's leaking. Oh, it's leaking. It's leaking from this line. Maybe it's not tight. So I'll get this over to the garage. Does that come out? Does the guard come off? This guard doesn't come off. But I'll get it over to the garage and we'll see if the line's got a split in there, if it's just not tight. But other than that, it works. We'll get that leak figured out. Works good. But yeah, that's about all I'm doing here for right now. What do they got going on here? Okay, so they got this guard here. Looks like somebody made it. Actually, it looks like this is all kind of fabbed up, probably from dropping engine blocks on it. So maybe I can pull all that off. But let me get this over to the garage and figure out what's going on. And also figure out why my dog is barking so much. Not sure what that was all about. My dog was barking his head off there. Open up the front door, he's at the hallway waiting for me. I don't know what his problem was. But anyways, let's get this over and get these guards off and see if we can't tighten that line up. There's definitely holes in the forks here that there used to be original guards in here, and then they've obviously been broken off and new ones been cobbled on, but I'm gonna get rid of those because we don't need them for what we're doing. And I also got to get to that line, so let me get this. Oh, that's dirty. Oh, I don't have any squirts. All right, tackle that. All right, so yeah, I cut that guard off there, and taking a look at this thing here, and I'm just assuming that probably it's leaking right here. So, oh, look at that. That's loose. Cool. If it's that easy, that's great. They put the new lines on it, and he probably just forgot to tighten it. What size is that? Probably 11/16. I don't have that. 3/4. 1/4. Yep. Oh yeah. Okay. That should be it. Let me jump in the machine here, fire it up, and see if we have any more leaks. Get you propped up, and we'll check it out. slop in these pins here. So I don't know if they're looking down in there and it's kind of narrow, so I don't know if these pins got bent or if they're just a piece of steel that they had laying around that's not the right diameter, but we can go through those and fix those. I took the guard off this one. The reason I'm doing it is because I'm really just picking up tree branches and stuff, and they had these guards on here because they would actually, you know, put the bucket in the pile of engine blocks and knock them loose to get them on the ground. So they needed to have these, and as you can see, this is an original, and who knows how many of they put on. But if I notice that I'm going to start, this is going to get into stuff, I'll put the guards back on or make new ones. But for now, I want to take them off, make it a little cleaner, and you know, so I can see everything, and then clean everything off, and then we'll go from there. All right, well, here it is. Still got a bucket full of grease and nasty stuff that I'll scrape out of there, but I cleaned this up pretty good. Might need to go over one more time to get the rest of the grease off, but I think that'll be good, and I'll throw a coat of paint on it. Look at that, somebody took the time to put Buffalo engine components welded on the front of the thing. I like that. That's pretty cool. Banged up a little bit, but you know. So yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty good. This bucket's pretty mangled, the face of it, but I think a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of pound of hammering it around and welding up some, maybe take off that cutting edge that's underneath it, get a new one so it, you know, it actually sticks out where it's supposed to, and then maybe try to bend that bucket a little bit before we put it on. But it should work good. So I'm gonna go clean this up, scrape it out a little bit more, and put a coat of paint on it. I think this thing here held the hydraulic lines. I think they routed through that, because I don't like them up here, you know, touching everything. So I'm gonna try to reroute those somehow and get this thing going. And then I'll grease everything up, and then we should be good to go. But that'll do it for that one. Catch you on the next one.